everyone! Welcome to our presentation on discovery and inquiry-based learning. I'm Harlan Luther, together with my teammates, Miss Diana Rose Nimotio and Brithel Gans Baring. And today, we'll explore how these two approaches make math learning more meaningful, active, and fun. We're not just talking about solving equations, we're talking about discovering math through exploration and investigation. For the intended learning outcomes, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to first, explain the concepts of discovery and inquiry-based learning. Second, reflect on how these approaches improve both teaching and learning process. And third, apply discovery and inquiry-based skills to identify and solve complex problems. So get ready, because in these approaches, you don't just learn math, you experience it.
Good day! Hi, and I am Diana Rose Nimoteo, and I am going to discuss about the discovery learning. According to Brunner, that discovery learning emphasizes the importance of learners actively constructing their own knowledge through exploration and experiences. Therefore, instead of following some directions, their curiosity and experiences will drive them on to exploration and discovery by their own understanding, engaging them with different concepts, problems, and materials. We have different key features for discovery learning according to Brunner. First one, we have the active exploration. Active exploration where students interacting themselves with different materials, concepts, and problems. Next, we have the learner-centered, where the students can extend their knowledge by their own curiosity, interest, and initiative. Next, we have the constructivist approach, where students will build their own knowledge based on their prior or previous experiences. Next, we have the problem-solving focus, where we encourage the students to find a solution to the unknown problem instead of letting them to memorize at all. This will improve the higher order thinking skills of the students. Next, we have the teacher as a facilitator. This is where the teacher will serve as a guide or to facilitate the students, letting them to learn on their own, instead of giving them a direct instruction or providing some answers. We have encourages autonomy and creativity. This is where the students are going to become an independent learner, making their own discovery, develop their skills.
Everyone, so today I will be discussing the inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning focuses on developing understanding through questioning, investigating, and reflecting. So students begin with curiosity-driven questions, gather and analyze information, and draw conclusions, often working collaboratively. By Dewey, 1938. So inquiry-based learning is a process-oriented approach where learning starts with questions, problems, or scenarios. So students investigate, gather information, analyze data, and draw conclusions, often in collaboration with peers. Inquiry-based learning is all about understanding things by asking questions, investigating, and thinking deeply. So, ang student starts with questions that spark their curiosity. So, then they find and maka-analyze sila of information, often working together. So, the goal is to help students learn how to learn and solve problems on their own. So the key features of inquiry-based learning by Dewey, 1938. So first, question-driven learning begins with questions, problem, or real-world issues. So, ari is learning, nag-start ang learning with questions or real-world problems that makes students curious. So, mausad ni ang makatabang to focus on finding answer that matter. So, second is the investigation and research. So, students gather, analyze, and interpret information. So, diri is ang students is mag-collect og information by doing research and analyzing data. So, diri sad maka-learn how to understand and make sense of what they find ug unsay ilahang makita. Third, collaboration and communication. So, learners often work in groups to share ideas and findings. So, students often work together in groups, sharing ideas and what they've learned. So, this helps them learn from each other and maka-improve sa ilahang communication skills. So, ikaapat is the evidence-based reasoning. So, conclusions are drawn from data and observation. So, ang students is nag-use of facts and observation to form their conclusions. So, this teaches them to think logically and mo support sa ilahang ideas with evidence. Fifth is the higher order thinking. So, it involves analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information. So, diri is ang students analyze, combine, and judge information to understand it deeply. So, makatabang sab ni to develop critical thinking skills. So, last is the reflective process. So, students reflect on their learning methods and conclusions. So, students think about what they have learned, how they learned it, and what conclusion they have reached. So, this helps them understand their own learning process and improve it over time.
Now, let's talk about one of the most important parts of discovery and inquiry-based learning, the rules of teacher and the students. Here, the teacher becomes a facilitator or a guide, someone who provides opportunities for students to explore, question, and discover mathematical ideas on their own. Instead of giving direct answers, teachers design meaningful tasks as guiding questions and support students as they search for solutions. On the other hand, students become active learners. They take charge of their own learning. They explore patterns, test ideas, make observations, and reflect on what they have discovered. This approach builds independence, critical thinking, and confidence because students aren't just told what to learn, they experience how to learn. In short, teachers guide the journey and students make the discoveries. Together, they create a classroom environment where learning math becomes interactive, exciting, and truly meaningful. Following activities such as data analysis, real-life problem solving, investigating theorems, exploring patterns, conducting probability experiments, discovering pi, interpreting surveys, and analyzing mathematical paradox. Promote discovery and inquiry-based learning, where students can actively explore concepts, ask meaningful questions, test ideas, and construct their own understanding of mathematical principles through hands-on and reflective learning experiences. Now, to wrap everything up, discovery and inquiry-based learning transform mathematics from a subject of memorization into a process of exploration and understanding. This approach doesn't just build knowledge, it builds skills for life, which are problem solving, reasoning, and creativity. So remember, in learning math, the goal isn't just to find the right answer. It's to discover how and why that answer makes sense. Thank you for watching, and always keep discovering.